Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Tower of God Urek Mazino, Chapter 28 Mago Part 3. As usual, I've been really loving the spinoff. My only criticisms last time were that with everything going on that I care about already, that I like already, I just don't really see where we need the Kun family in all of this. Again, not really a complaint because it's not like I know where it's going yet or anything, so it could end up good, could end up not so good. I just feel like of all the characters in the franchise, or all the potential characters in the franchise, do we need more of this going on? And if we do we need specifically these characters that we've already seen a few times? So that's my only thing, is that I don't know if we need this or not, but I can't tell if that's going to mean it's going to end up good or bad or not yet. So either way, it hasn't actually, because I was late last week, hasn't actually been that long since I did last video, so I don't really think I have more to say. Either way, let's just start reading chapter 28. Also, if my voice is kind of messy recording, I don't know what is up, but it is bothering me a little bit. So we have Mago Part 3. Alright, settle down. His Majesty has taken his throne. It's time to put your grievances aside and come to terms with reality. This little piggy is the master of the throne. Indeed, my servant is correct. Servant? All of you. And I think one of the best things about the spinoff is I read so many things and watch so many things that I enjoy but don't really get that much of an emotional reaction out of. This I'm having fun with, but also I hate these guys. They are getting me to actually feel things. I hate the villains in this spinoff. All of you shall worship me as your lord. We've got Neo, the princess, and Aru. Live Aru reaction, the surprised Pikachu face. Who are you calling your servant, piggy? I'm your master, not the other way around. I'm sorry, but you also called me a little piggy. I'm allowed to say that stuff. You're not. Enough of this nonsense, we have the princess. Remove yourself from the throne at once. And he blocks her attack. Easy there, princess. That's my piggy you're trying to kill. We have an attack come in from the side. Oh, is this going to be the sniper teammate? It just pings off the side of his head. Is there a mosquito in here? I don't understand. That man is almost certainly a ranker. So, what is he doing in a test site helping a regular? Enough. No need to intimidate them so much. Now that I am king, I am tempted to share the throne with someone. All three of you are quite pleasing to the eye. But you are surely the prettiest. Neo? You, with the long dark hair. Huh. I'm sorry, Aru. It's not my intent to hurt you, but you'll pass the test anyway since I'm on the throne. Sacrifices must be made. So, I'm simply following my heart. The princess's face here. Ah, my beautiful dark rose. Face, again. Someone's excited. Oh well, fools are always easier to manipulate. Actually, maybe I'll keep all three of you by my side. But what'll I do if you start fighting over me? And just the immediate delusion. Which one are you talking about anyway? And then he looks over. Huh? Okay, because there is the connection there with Neo to the person we've seen before. So Chungum's got to recognize him. Hold on. What the? Hey, Leo. That fool. What are you doing here? You're familiar with this man. Not at all. He probably mistook me for someone else. So that's how it is, huh? The host pretends to be a participant in the game show. I get it. It sounds like he knows you. Shut up already. Surely not. My apologies, but my name isn't Leo. I'm Neo, a regular. And I don't remember meeting you before. Do you understand? And then, yeah, I got it. Understood. So, we still don't know how strong Neo really is. Like, up against the princess was doing perfectly fine. So, I don't know. Anyway, please do not disturb Gogo-jung while he's sitting on the throne. If you try anything, I'll kill you. Got it? You're a ranker, are you not? Why are you helping a regular in the middle of a test? If the administrator catches you, you're done for. You want to know why I'm helping him, huh? It's simple. There's someone, Gogo-jung, I'm trying to screw over. Urek Mazino. Who the hell is Gogo-jung? He's screaming into the sky. Why do you keep getting distracted? Is my beauty not enough for you? Counter hope. He tries to dodge away but gets pulled back in. And now she's going for a kick. And slams him down with it. In case you forgot, you learned how to fight and how to use the light. From us, Urek. Again, I need more flashbacks to the flashbacks. After this, it's like, while I love him taking the tests and all, perhaps what we really needed was not a floor of test Urek spinoff. Maybe we needed a pre-tower Urek spinoff. Yeah, I did learn a lot from you all. You taught me how to trust and rely on others, as well as how to hate them. He stands. She's tiny. That's it. Keep your eyes on me, Urek. We have a grab. He's taking her by the face like he did. Didn't he do that to somebody before? Wasn't it, I can't remember if it was Chungum or Rahab that he grabbed by the face before. I was going to say Rahab, but it might have been Chungum that he, like, slid across the ground holding onto their face. He just pitches her. Just absolutely tosses her. Then steps off the ground, coming in for a stomp. And she's just like, taking it. Mago? Maybe you think I'm still useless and weak. But now, I'm the strongest. Unfortunately, I know snapping your neck wouldn't kill you. Okay, unfortunately. I was like, does he mean fortunately? Unfortunately, I know snapping your neck wouldn't kill you. Unless I got rid of that stupid flower. I'm well aware that you're strong, Urek. You're the greatest jewel that we've nurtured. That's right. You all nurtured me. And then robbed me of my light. When it was at its brightest. So, the woman who found him didn't look like this, right? I do not remember her looking like this. I thought she was blonde, maybe? But I don't know. Her face there just kind of got me thinking. That's right. You all nurtured me and then robbed me of my light when it was at its brightest. Do you resent us? Then, yes. Man is filled with anger. So much that I'm almost tempted to kill you again. Unhand her at once. They both react to the voice. And we have the questionable Neo relative coming in. So I'm assuming that Neo is actually Leo. But I was thinking before, is it a case of mistaken identity and this is Leo? But I'm assuming this is somebody else. Perhaps Teo or Mayo. The poor queen still down. And we have a reaction this time from Rue. In which case, if Rue is about to go, I recognize this person, they look the same as Neo. Why was there no reaction to Neo if you recognize this person? They look the same. And who are you? I am an angel. Meanwhile, with the test directors, okay then. Another intruder? What the hell's going on? I've had enough of this. I'm going into the test site, we have Gisli. Wait. Heidi? You already have your weapons. We can go together. I'm afraid not. Sorry. Okay, so it seems like the entire test structure is now breaking down. We are at that part of a typical tournament arc where the tournament arc ceases to be and everything just goes however it's meant to go for the plot. The entire test system is breaking down seemingly, and now the angels are like just fully playing their cards, it seems. Sorry, but I'm with them. What? I'm sorry. And we have blood splatter? An angel? Hey, I don't really care whatsoever about Pedri, so maybe the blood splatter, maybe Pedri took the hit for her, maybe Gisli's fine. An angel? Don't make me laugh. You aren't angels. Listen up. An angel's a divine servant who descends from the sky. And this tower doesn't have a sky, you dirty liar. Again, the facial expression's really good this chapter. She will open the sky. She shall become the new queen of the tower, and open the door to the sky. Since we are her servants, we have more than enough right to be called angels. You're just falling for her lies. You think she's going to grant your wish? If only you knew the truth about her. What about you then? Who are you? Okay, so the angels then, I guess, don't know about the outside like Mago and Urek do. So even Rahab, I guess, doesn't actually really know about the outside. Maybe only what they've heard from whatever communication with Mago was possible when she was in the gem or whatever Phantaminum left behind. Or it's possible they just found the gem and started worshipping it. We don't really know timelines and stuff. That's something else that somebody brought up too. The fact that Masheni is here and looking pretty young puts this pretty far back in the Tower of God timeline. What about you then? Who are you? I'm Urek Mazino, and I have nothing but bad memories with her. I have no reason to listen to the words of my master's enemy. Hey, come with us, my lady. Please allow us to lead you back to the castle. So, you're going to ignore my warning, huh? Maybe I'll just kill you all before you can screw things up anymore. And again, I like we saw the goofier sides of Urek, but I like these serious sides that we're seeing here, where when it comes to this gem stuff, when it comes to his past outside of the tower, he takes the threat of Phantaminum and these jewels like deadly serious, like when he went after the bull and the others. You cannot. You are currently at risk of failing the test. I understand you won a bet with the head director, but now you're facing a problem you cannot solve. Isn't that right? Now, we'll all keep silent about what happened here after I take Lady Mago. In return, I shall give you a second chance. A second chance? Who do you think you are, anyway? We have the ruler of this floor on our side. What? As well as the head director, as you already know. So, pre-Evankel ruler, we might get? And on top of that, not like literally the previous one to Evankel, though again, it could be, but distant past whenever this time period is, ruler. On top of that, I am also a head director of the floor of tests. What? That's nonsense. The head director's that guy. Points at Rahab just down. Ever since Lady Mago's flower appeared on this floor, the timeline of this place is split in two, with one still moving and the other frozen. I am the test director of the latter. What are you talking about? Even the administrator of this floor knows that nothing can be done to us. We are an untouchable bug in the tower system. Okay, two thoughts before continuing. A, introducing time travel type stuff into, or like time difference type stuff into any series ever is almost always a net negative. It's like not necessarily series ruiningly bad, but introducing any time discrepancy or time travel is almost always something that's going to make your story worse. Like nearly 100% of the time, it's just going to make the story worse. But also, secondly, the wording of an untouchable bug in the system, the way that we saw in the Zahard and his group flashbacks, the way that the God of Guardians lookalike guy talked, and the stuff we saw with them gave the tower sort of this like simulation video game-y kind of aspect to it, and talking about being a bug in the system follows along with that. Of course, we've been holding back, aware that if we went too far we'd be discovered, but now that Lady Mago is awake, there's no need for that. What the hell are you saying? It's complicated. If you want the truth, you'll have to work to find out yourself. Also, it's another one of those things where this is different from if we had had like everything super explained to us, and so we basically knew how everything worked, and then they're like, but actually there's a second timeline where things are frozen, and this is how I'm here, and also a head test director. So you can like bring that up, but also like the idea of two timelines coexisting, and one's frozen, one's moving, like, and that means we both have the authority of a head tester. It doesn't, like, when you logically break down how that would work at any given day, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But it's one thing if it's like the author has explained everything, and so now it's like, well, if I want to introduce anything new, then I need to make up a reason for it. This feels like we're making up a reason for it, but we didn't need to. Not everything was explained already. You could just say that the Neo lookalike person is just not a head test director. You could just say there's some other type of test director, or you could say they're not a director at all. They've just been living in the castle working with the angels, or you could give any sort of explanation for them, or you could just say that there's more than one head director. Again, because we haven't, if we had it explained throughout the main series where every floor it's like, oh no, there can only be one head test director. Like if we had seen that like 90 times and it had always just been one singular, or we had been told it had to be one, then it's like, okay, we need to make up an excuse for why there are two. But we didn't have that. There's no rule that we've ever been told that there, or no precedent set that there can't just be more than one head director. Or you could say that Rahab was actually just a servant, an imposter, pretending to be the head director, and this is the real head director now that you've taken out the fake. I just, like, now that I'm thinking about it, there are like a million ways to have written this to get the same result without, like, being like, aha, but it makes sense because of a weird timeline thing. It's like, it would have made perfect sense even without the weird timeline thing. Like Urek going, but that's the head director. Like Urek's been here like a couple days. He has no idea if there's more than one head director on a floor. Anyhow, at the end of this test, all but 3 regulars will end up in a tie. We shall give them all a second chance. Keep in mind, the difficulty of this new test remains a mystery, and it may be too great for even a ranker. Okay, so they're just going to pass everyone anyway, and give them a new test, regardless of how the crown game goes. So none of the crown game mattered. And it may be too great for even a ranker. Okay, but like, why? I feel like so much of this conversation, like pre this conversation and after this conversation, it's like, did we need any of this? Did any of this need to happen? So Gogo Jung sitting on the throne, while it has been like an emotionally fun roller coaster of, oh crap, the plan's gone wrong, so what do they do about the plan now? And stuff, and it was like, oh, we hate these guys so much. But if they're saying, oh, we're going to give you another test anyway, and everybody passes anyway, like, which was the goal of your plan, so now your plan doesn't matter, and the fact that it was thwarted doesn't matter, and you having to find a new way to pass doesn't matter. It just feels like, why? Why do this? Why do this whole conversation? You see, we will be your new test directors. If you pass this new test, you shall receive an opportunity to climb the tower, Urek Mazino. It's like, okay, but we kind of already had that going. They're acting like this changes things, or there's this big shift. But the only thing it changes is that it invalidates what we've read so far. It's like, okay, what you've read so far, invalidated, forget about it. We're going to give you a retest, but now we're going to be the director. It's like, okay, that isn't a significant difference from what was happening already. Go for it then. Like, you were already over half of the test directors. Like, you were already running things. All you're saying is what you've done so far doesn't matter. And we're still going to keep doing the same thing, basically. This was already a test that was too tough for rankers, as they said, because of the queen. Go for it, then. I don't know if having you all as test directors will make any... It doesn't! It literally doesn't! They were already the test directors! Rob, Heidi, Donjon knew about them. Jungkook isn't technically a test director, but they were already the test directors. I guess they weren't over half. They were more exactly half, but still. Like, it doesn't make any difference. But I'll pass whatever test you throw my way. I like your spirit, regular. Shall we go, Lady Mago? And again, you would assume that there is, like, structure and... what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, I can't really think of it. There is some sort of... yeah, I'm not really... ecosystem isn't it? I don't know. Some sort of, like... Oh, man. Infrastructure. That's what I was thinking. You'd think the tower has some sort of infrastructure, some sort of, like, records and everything. So, this whole timeline stuff, you would think immediately people would just realize the discrepancies. Like, again, when you think about it, for it lasting longer than a brief instant, and it's like one is frozen, but one, like, it doesn't just make any sense whatsoever. Shall we go, Lady Mago? Urek's face. We'll meet again, Urek. Maybe you'll actually manage to kill me next time. Listen closely, regulars. The crown game has concluded. From this moment on, you will be subjected to a new test. Okay? A new test. So dramatic. Mago's castle. It's strange that we haven't come across anyone in this huge castle. We have the Coons. Seems like it hasn't been occupied in a while. Wait, I see someone. We got somebody showing up? I won't let anyone take it. My flower. Mine and only mine. My, Asa, the fallen ruler of the floor of tests, Mago. Okay, so we have the ruler here. I see some rats have infiltrated the castle. I think he knows we're here, too. What should we do? Your call. Hide. It'd be best to keep a low profile until the master of the power surrounding the castle returns. All of you scatter. We'll strike when our target's here. Understood. Where did they go? Sneaky little rats, and he yells. You think you can run from me in my own castle? Okay, so I feel like we didn't need this entire chapter. Like, I don't want to sit and say it's, like, terrible, the worst thing ever, but at the same time, it basically invalidates everything we have read so far. Pretty much nothing we have read so far matters. Like, that's not necessarily true. We can still take some lore bits here and there, but generally, when it comes to the story of Urek and these characters, what they have done so far, the progress they have made, does not matter. None of it matters. Nothing we were doing, which was interesting, I thought. I was in on it. Nothing matters. This is such a main series problem where CU will be like, okay, let's introduce a test. We'll have a bunch of rules and everything. And then not very long into the test, usually, it'll be like, okay, none of it matters anymore. The winner, the loser, none of that matters. None of the rules matter. That's what we did all throughout season 3 is, okay, we'll set up this game between two characters, or we'll set up this test, or we'll set up rules for the conflict. And then immediately, like not even that long into it, it's like, okay, now high rankers jump in and none of the winners matter, none of the losers matter, none of the rules matter. It's just going to be high rankers fighting, and all of what you've read in terms of the test or the game or the structure of the conflict doesn't matter anymore. Season 3 Tower of God did that with, I think, like, probably every single test or game. Was there any? I don't know off the top of my head if there was any test or game where the actual test or game mattered. Maybe you could argue Traumeré versus Gastang? But even then, Traumeré versus Gastang is like more about the fight itself. Did the rules really impact it that much? Did they really matter in the end that much? Or did they just say, yeah, whatever, your pieces, who cares? I kind of feel like that mostly happened. Like the fight was kind of decided extraneous to the test, or like the game or whatever. So, you know, thinking back on all of it, this is just season 3 again, where, okay, we're establishing this test, we're establishing this rule, this set of rules, and we're going to throw you in it for like a dozen chapters or so, and now none of it matters. Which is a frustration that I had, again, with literally every single instance, every single situation in season 3, which is, okay, you could very easily have one of the two. You could have this test, you could have these rules, you could have all of this and just see it through. Just have some winners, have some losers, have some consequences to what we have seen so far. You could really easily do that. Or you could just have, if you want the characters to fight, you could just have the characters fight, and you don't need to bother with all the rules and tests and all that, like with season 3, where it was just, we want these characters to fight these characters, but then we put in some rules and then immediately abandon the rules just to have the characters fight anyway. Why not just have the characters fight anyway if the rules never mattered? This isn't the same sort of situation, because we didn't just devolve straight into a fight. Instead, we're just devolving into another set of rules. It's, okay, now we're establishing a new conflict with a new set of rules and a new test with presumably new winners and losers, but all of the tests you've taken so far doesn't matter. It's like, okay, so why not either A, do this test like writing wise, not in canon wise, because time has passed in canon, of course, but in writing terms, why not either start us with this, go into this, or just not bother to begin with? Like, well, start us with this is not bothering to begin with, or see through what was happening in this test and then do what you're doing next. Why introduce the test if you're just going to invalidate it? Why introduce this test? Why bother having us go through all of this if you're just going to say, okay, never mind? Like the whole Gogo Jung and the crown thing is now in hindsight a complete waste of time, a complete waste of panel time. We could have cut that stuff and made it a chapter shorter, I guess, because again, the conflict was, we need to keep people from sitting on the throne so that we all pass. But then they're like, okay, the new sort of wrench thrown into the conflict is, your plan didn't work, which means that because your plan didn't work, you now have to come up with a new plan. Okay, but then they say, never mind, it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. You don't have to come up with a new plan. You passed anyway. Gogojun taking the throne doesn't really matter. Your plan to begin with, it doesn't matter that you failed it. There are no consequences for failure. And that's where we are. So again, I don't get, it feels like a waste of many chapters to introduce all of this plot structure and then say, okay, the structure to the plot doesn't matter. Literally, we did this for Urek to have a couple fights, I guess, and we got development for like Evelyn, but we could have done that in whatever test is coming next. And again, you could have just written this to where we don't have this test whatsoever. You just have Urek fight Danjon, and then you go into whatever this next test is going to be. We didn't need a middleman. And like I brought up, the distinction and the difference here of the test directors and what this test is going to be doesn't matter. They're like, this is going to be different because it's too hard even for a ranker. That's what we were already doing. They were like, oh, but Rahab's manipulating things so that the queen is involved, which is going to make this test even harder than what a ranker should do. So basically, and the reason, like, that was a plot conflict, and our resolution to the plot conflict was the queen forming this relationship with Evelyn. And so it's like, why we just invalidated that. Like, or what I was saying is it's no different. We were already doing a test that they were saying is too hard for even rankers, but there was this extra layer of subversion to it because not all the test directors were in on it. And that just made it more interesting because it's like the test directors are trying to manipulate this test also without showing their hands too much. And then they failed to not show their hands too much because of Urek's actions. And also because of, like, other characters like Evelyn coming in clutch, making a relationship with the queen and everything. And Urek's planning working out to, hey, nobody gets the crown, nobody gets the throne, and the queen helping with that. So all of that I think was well written and well done, but it's like now they're like, hey, we're doing something completely different. Introduces the same thing. And they're saying it's going to be different because now we're the ones who are in charge of the test and manipulating the test, but you already were. Two out of the five test directors were with you, and taking it to an even 3-3, the head test director, the guy who came up with the test, the guy who was directing all of this, was one of you. So this just really doesn't make a difference. Like, also the timeline stuff is unnecessary. Asa is gonna be questionable. The inclusion of the Kun family questionable. Again, we have to wait and see where it goes. So this is just me analyzing the writing. As far as how I'm enjoying it and how I'm liking it, I'm still loving it. I'm still having a lot of fun. For me personally, like, all of what we just read was fun. And for me, that isn't wasted time because I had fun with this, and now whatever we move, hopefully I have fun with whatever we move on to. So in terms of enjoyment, it's not wasted time or anything. For me, it's like, more stories good, I'm just having fun with it. But to be critical of it, to actually, like, talk about the quality of it, when you think about the logic behind the writing and the writing choices and the structure and everything. So for my enjoyment, it's good. I like it. I still enjoy the spinoff, obviously. But to take a critical look at the writing and to analyze the writing, if you analyze the writing, it's like, what's you doing here? Like, the writing wasn't the strongest before, and I've said that before. I said before, I'm loving the spinoff, but it's not that strongly written. But the issue is I'm like, it's not that strongly written, but it's also not like a step down from season 3 or anything. Tower of God hasn't been very strongly written since, like, Hell Train, maybe. So it's like not that strongly written, but I'm having fun. And now it's like, I'm having fun, but this is the first step that has been one of those season 3 moments where it's like, okay, this is just kind of a mess. This is just kind of see you shitting the bed and doing something you did time and time and time and time again in season 3 of saying, actually nothing mattered. Actually, I changed my mind. Actually, forget about these characters. Actually, forget about this conflict. We're doing something else now. Something he did so much in season 3. If you go back and read, so much of season 3 is just, I have this idea for this. Let's do this. Oh, this thing we've been doing for months, literal months, forget about it, doesn't matter. I changed my mind. I don't like this character. I don't like this plotline. None of that mattered. None of that's going to, like, impact the story whatsoever anymore. I want to do this new thing next. And then that new thing next, after like 12 chapters, it's getting dropped again. That is kind of the progression of a lot of season 3, especially the back half of season 3. Again, there are things about the structure that I love and things about the small stories that I love, but season 3 writing-wise is just a complete mess a lot of the time. And this is the first step in the spinoff for me that is also just a total mess. And also, funny because it's not like it's a total mess in a different kind of way, in a way that a different author would have written it. This is the kind of bad narrative decision making that Siyu was doing in the main story, which is how you can tell, okay, this is genuine. This is real, because it's not somebody else making the decision. It's the same kind of bad decisions that were being made in the main series. But either way, that's where we'll end things here. It is, I enjoyed reading it, and would I have enjoyed it more if it was more well written? Yeah, sure, but it was also fun getting to actually dive into and discuss something with more detail. And usually it is a lot easier it's just so much easier. I hate negative content. I hate when people make videos that are just, I hate insert thing here. But at the same time, when it comes to critically analyzing something, it is so much easier to analyze something that's bad than something that's good. Something that's good, it's there are very few things to say. It's well, it was good in this way because of this. It was good. There's very few things to say, and most of the good things to say are usually subjective. But when something's not very good, it's so much easier to talk so much longer, because you can analyze, okay, this wasn't great, or I didn't like this. This is a way it could be done better. This connects into this. It is so much easier to criticize something that isn't very good. But either way, that is it, I guess. Thank you for watching. If you still like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reaction and all that. Subscribe for more Tower of God, Urek Mazino, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's really appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, it helps support the channel, but also you get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece bingo a bit early. So just hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Thank you so much to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls the D-Ban and Maru, Cherryton Student David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements Pate Real and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.